Friday morning, 2-minute drill time here at 105.5 WDHA. Jim Monaghan along with Chris Swendeman as usual. A month into the Major League Baseball season, and what have we learned about the two local teams? Well, let's see. The Mets started 0-5. The Yankees started 5-0. Doom and gloom on one side. We're going all the way to the World Series on the other side. And since then, the Mets have gone 16-10, and the Yankees have gone 15-13.
Go figure, right? If you would have told me at the end of April, the way these two teams started, that they'd only be 4 games apart, I would have laughed. And here we are, start of May, and they're 4 games apart. It's crazy.
One of the things about the Mets that I really like, and they've done very well so far, the team ERA is the 8th in baseball and the 2nd in the National League behind only Philadelphia. The starters are giving up 3.96. That's their team ERA for the starters. The bullpen is crazy. They lead the National League with a 2.71 earned run average. And that's one of the reasons they've been so successful, because it certainly isn't the offense, not with the polar bear as cold as ice.
No, when you're batting 218 and you're supposed to be the big hitter for the team, that doesn't usually go over very well. But their pitching has been nasty. I mean, former Yankee Luis Severino, his last couple games, filthy. The back end of that bullpen in front of Diaz, filthy. So when you have that, that helps out a lot, as opposed to the Yankees, where, look at the last game. Rodon hammered for 7 runs, and you're starting to see the cracks in some of the pitching, where even at the start of the year, we both said it, they have very questionable arms as starters, but they've been held up again by their bullpen.
Yeah, the bullpen's been phenomenal. 2nd in Major League Baseball with an ERA that is just ridiculously low. So the bullpen's been doing a very good job. Going back to the Met offense for a second, Alonso had 1 hit in the homestand. That's not going to get it done. JD Martinez, as advertised, a professional Major League hitter, over 300 since being called up. We like that a lot. The problem I see with the Yankees has to do with their leadoff hitter. And I love the kid, Volpe. He's going to be here for a while, so let's not run him out of town just yet. But he was installed as the leadoff hitter on April 10th. At that time, he was hitting 375, on-base percentage of 444. His slugging percentage was 600, and his OPS was 1.044. Those are crazy numbers. He was on fire. Since then, he's hitting 209.
Yeah.
He went through a stretch, Chris, where he didn't walk at all in 11 games. You can't have that in the leadoff position. So his average has dropped over 100 points since being installed as the leadoff hitter. His on-base percentage is down 100 points. His slugging percentage is down over 200 points. And his OPS is down about 300 points. They've got to find another leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and I think one of the problems, Jim, is they originally had Gleyber Torres penciled in to lead off. Gleyber was so bad out of the gate that they had to move him out, and Volpe was doing well, so they moved Volpe up. But now it's a different world. Instead of those pitches that you're seeing at the 6, 7, 8 hole, when they moved him up to the top, it was a whole different world. And you could see he didn't adjust well, but they didn't have that other batter to put there. So I think they were hoping Volpe would adjust. But I think now you have to do the reverse. Put him back down under Verdugo in that 6, 7, 8 hole and move Torres back up. Or even as we were talking off air before we came on, you could even move Cabrera to that spot at this point.
Yeah, and I said this before. I think Yankee fans are going to love Verdugo. He brings such a breath of fresh air to the team. Soto is as advertised, and the thing about Soto is he's having this ridiculous season, and Judge is right behind him, and Judge is doing nothing. They can't even pitch around Soto at this point.
When your captain's batting 197, it's never a good sign. And Soto is doing so much. He had a huge hit in the game yesterday, even though they got trounced by Baltimore. But I'm telling you, if Judge did anything at this point, or heaven forbid, may I say, Stanton does something. He's only batting cleanup and all. But if Judge is doing anything, that is a scary thought of your 2, 3, 4 right there. And then Verdugo at 5 or 6, who has been, a godsend.
Yeah, an absolute breath of fresh air. And that's the 2-minute drill here after a month of baseball at 105.5 WDHA. Big sports weekend coming up, Chris. Enjoy it.
You got it. We'll do. Talk to you next week, Jim.